This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Today's show is insightful because I once sat somewhere where someone said, most women, when they succeed, they cannot submit to a man. I found that to be a very blanket and one-sided statement. And I think today's show addresses that mindset, worldview. And you want to teach men how to date a strong woman and not be intimidated.
Yeah, next time somebody says that, just ask them to define success. When women succeed, success meaning?
Money.
Okay. Most time they mean when they get more money than him.
Okay, for that one, the nuance I picked though is that when they get good money, whether it's more than him or even below than him, but because it was a wealthy man.
Yeah.
So even someone in his environs, I felt would intimidate him.
Yes. Let's unpack this. Why do many men feel intimidated when a woman has money, self-reliance? Because to them, marriage means domination, not connection.
Yeah.
They don't come from a place of connecting to partner through life.
Yeah.
They don't come from a place of authoritative leadership.
Yeah.
Leadership that is respectable, that is evident. They don't come from that place.
Yeah.
And I wrote the other day explaining why men marry dangerous women. One is because they don't know how to be relevant to a healthy woman.
Oh.
So they go to a woman with a lot of problems, hoping that if he solves her many problems, he will win her loyalty. The women with a lot of problems.
Yeah. 10
ongoing problems.
For sure.
This concerning that, this concerning the other. And there's crisis here, crisis there, crisis there.
Yeah.
And all of them touch on this, the other side, the other side. They wrangles.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with a lot of men is that we did not hear the language of equipped helper. The woman we are discussing today is the only helper for a great man.
Yeah.
It's the equipped helper. The river and the source was that chief who had a wife was very wise. And of all the chiefs in that area, that man decided to only stick with that one woman. And he looks odd. Yeah. And he would involve her in affairs, they would think together, which was very odd to the other people. The language, the debate ranges on. Because women were staying at home, just cooking, sometimes looking after livestock there, just cows at home, chicken at home. Yeah. The woman was not in the market. So a woman in the market looks confusing to a person whose background is that. And Deborah was a mother in Israel, and she went to war. I told you the energy that you should operate in, that kings will gravitate to you, is when you're a queen. That you can be relevant at home and relevant in the market.
Yeah.
I surprise you, healthy men don't fear your money. They fear the attitude that comes with the money. A healthy man doesn't look so much at the bank balance. He looks at your mental balance.
Yeah.
I want you to know that it's not how high you rise. It's does it get into you. When I studied law, we were being made to believe that most women lawyers are unmarriageable, activists.
Even in the marriage.
They just know their rights.
Yeah.
They don't want to be cooperative, humble, and simple. But one came who was a professor and a dean. She was very masterly, and she refuted many of those theories at peace and aligned. And one of my classmates, the leader of FIDA, was a relative of his who he knew personally. Said this woman is the most amiable, easygoing, supportive person as an auntie. She was an auntie to them. So as cousins, they would visit, they see how the marriage, that woman leads her life. She says, stop generalizing these things to justify toxicity.
Yeah.
Law has many sober people but they're going against current, isn't it?
Yeah.
So today I want to tell the man how to marry a resourceful woman. And I want to first of all warn brothers that if you remain afraid of strong women, you are left with weak women and they will trouble your life days without end.
Yes. Yes.
If you continue being suspicious of healed and whole women, if you continue feeling inferior in front of a woman who is not struggling,
Yeah.
some men can only give a handout. They can only send some money to become important to a woman. That's one thing. These girls, side chicks, become attractive because what they need is very easy to give money.
Yeah.
If a man is working, money is very easy to give. To give of himself is harder. To give his feelings, to give his heart, to give the real husband, to give the real energy of a man.
Yeah.
Because it involves money as well. These other places you can just give money.
Yeah.
So the one thing I want to ask brothers is not to stoop low to get the less challenging woman who says yes to everything because she doesn't know any better. Don't go to the village where she has never seen a university graduate.
Kenyeji.
Then you come there with a car, you sweep her off her feet. That's the last time she's Kenyeji. After you move her out of the village, she's not Kenyeji anymore. You'll be surprised by what will come out
Yeah.
through your own deeds.
Yeah.
You know, don't marry a person when they're not in the element. They will get in the element and you don't know what they will become. This is ancient, old, known wisdom. I don't know why we violate it. Do not rehabilitate a person and marry them. Do not sweep them to another life and marry them.
In another show, you called it refurbishing.
Yes. Do not refurbish a person to marry them. that person you have made by your refurbishing effort is temporary. The real them will bubble to the surface when they have freedom.
What if I take them to church? I make sure we go for services together. We join Bible study. Like I quickly plug into church.
You are taking them into those things. You're not taking those things into them. You can drive the car into the petrol station and it's still empty tank. Somebody must get the content of the petrol station into the car. People can go to church and church doesn't go into them. So there's a lot of effort we usually put. And I let it out like that. I've been praying for him to start going to church. And yes, people can change after you are together. But if you found them being this way, you are just hoping you will change them miraculously. And they can agree to anything when they want you.
Yeah.
They can agree to anything. Those who do interfaith marriage, saying this person has refused to convert as they had promised.
Yeah.
Because of the euphoria of love.
Yeah.
Between marriage and your religion, what is more important? Religion defines your life. You should marry a person you share faith. To know that you can face life from the same angle.
Yeah.
From the same angle. One thing you're going to do as a man in order to win resourceful woman, and you said you need this strong woman because only her can give you strong support. Only her can be relevant in your life of building an empire. You don't build an empire with a crippled person.
Crippled?
Sorry for the word, but mentally crippled. Some people just don't imagine. They don't have the freedom to be.
Yeah.
Many women have confined themselves there. They don't have the freedom. And I hope I told you some of them don't work for the money. They also work for somewhere to live.
Oh.
Some women, because they're not taught that they can build a house and live, before they get married, they live at work.
What?
They can't rent a house, put it up and start living their life. Because they're not at home anymore, they're not that young.
Yeah.
The idea that they can identify a house, set up a place to live, does not occur.
So they jump to marriage?
No, work. They work where they can live where they're working. You understand?
Like Like a house help
Yes,
job.
all these jobs that you can live somewhere. You can live where you're working. That's the only life they have in their mind. And it is surprising. You don't discover it until you talk to them. Ask them,
I'm surprised.
where are you floating? Why are you working jobs where you are abused, overworked, underpaid? But where will I go? Huh? Go home. Home where? Home, parents there, there's no hospitality, I can't be accommodated. Where is your house? Just get a small house, I don't know where. Just, what's wrong?
Is that something you've come across?
Yes.
I have never come across that.
A lot. Many women, between being young and leaving home, if it's not marriage, there's nothing else in their head. And these are the women who latch on to a man to marry to find a home.
Yeah.
That has been a problem for many of them. It's mental conditioning. If they get a house, it's like it's a curse, it's a bad omen. It's like you never get married.
Wow. Okay.
It's a bad omen. How now you have decided to live like that. And I've been very happy when I helped many to upgrade. I tell them, now that you're this experienced, you can serve many houses. Many of them are very good in domestic management. Others, they do babysitting very well. Babysit 3 children.
Yeah.
Get your own house and make it a daycare.
Yeah.
Get 3 families to bring the babies and they pick in the evening. You make more money, you have your free time.
Yeah.
You can choose. And they say, you mean that's possible? Or not be cast, no thunderstorm, no lightning. Can I afford? Are there other are you sure it's that simple? What men don't know is that the woman who has stayed small is not just staying small because of circumstances. It's her mentality. You bring her home and you can't build an empire. The first thing I want the man to know, decide early that you're not going to marry a weekend woman. Subdued, conditioned into smallness. Others just lacked exposure. Total, they are not shown a larger world. All they know is bicycles in the village, chicken, posho mills,
Tuk-tuks. Every time you say posho meal, I know the tuk-tuk is coming.
Those things you see them a lot.
Yeah.
And they characterize a life, a certain economy.
Yeah.
And walking, I used to hate walking. Trekking, imagine.
Trekking.
To
school, to the shop,
punishing.
to where?
It was just punishing.
In the sun.
It was, and then you're going to dig. You trek in the sun to go and dig.
Can I ask you a question, Benjamin, that has just occurred to me? Could it be that one of the reasons why you hated trekking so much is because your area had a lot of sun?
No, not even today. I don't like those long. I walk for exercise, but not having to cover such a long distance.
Okay.
It looked like a fruitless struggle to me.
Okay.
And I knew these bicycles don't cost a fortune. These motorbikes, with planning, you can. I just knew there must be options. Life doesn't have to be this way. Then you are digging the land and the crops dry up, the rains fail. Nobody imagines that you could have irrigated. When it rains, the floods are carrying people. When the water goes, now we are back to scorching. What? This is mismanagement. This is not the weather. When these people can just come together and build a small dam there, just digging at that, even in your own farm, you can do that, and the water will sit there and push you for months. Why are we traveling so far to go and milk to go water the cows, take cows to the water? And the water was here the other day.
Yeah.
I went away, all of it. It's mismanagement. You don't have the language, but you just know it doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
And a few people live differently in the same locality.
Yes.
You just know, As a man, if you're intending to go far, you're the one I'm talking to. If you're intending to have a peaceful life, happy children, vibrant home, a lively home, you just want to have a home that you long to go home to. Some men get tired and they can only rest in a club. There is no rest at home. They take one bottle for 3 hours trying to rest. There's no rest at home.
With all that noise, they've gone to look for rest.
Yes.
Hey.
Some men will park their car somewhere and sleep inside.
Yeah.
They live in a small house and children are there. There's no space to. He has tried to expand the home. He has no support. By just lack of support, your finances can dissipate. Seasons can go. until you're squeezed. You can't even rest. Physically, there's no space.
Yeah.
You wanted more, but your partner doesn't believe more. They keep diverting attention, diverting finances, diverting. And you can give up. Let me remind you that to build requires risk and faith. It's not always money seated there. Now we want to build this kind of house. Look what we have drawn. Even sometimes you're struggling to pay the architect with drawing. If you are struggling to pay the drawing, that's how weird it gets.
Yeah.
You're stretching to pay the
drawing.
How will you pay the bill?
I'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know your partner can oppose you using valid points?
Yeah.
You can't afford the architectural drawings. How will you afford it? Give it to me, I hang it here. And wait, I'll believe. You know? Then you have this ambitious house that looks glorious. It also costs millions.
Wow, you've given me an idea. I can look for an architect.
Yes. And don't expect that the money will be pocket change. Those guys are not cheap.
I know.
So, but even you want a model, go until you get a model. After they draw, you can go to other guys who make a model.
Oh, okay.
A scale model, looking real.
Yes.
That one you can place it as presents in your house.
Yeah, that's my house. I have a house. I'm a homeowner.
You have the current budgets, estimates, faces, even faces. Which face you can do first?
Yeah.
Which face you can do first?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, compose yourself. Like this is something you're serious about, because you are.
I am. And you know, Benjamin, I remember seeing someone who had built a magnanimous, is that the word?
Yes.
House. It had 3 floors. It looked like a school. And I had to ask, did you have help
Drawing?
from
No.
interior? Yeah, he said no, I did it myself.
Of course. Style, aesthetics, we design them on paper.
Yeah.
Remember also to get a night view of the house. That's an element they usually omit.
Okay.
You know it after you finish building, that at night your house one side is dark, the other side no look. Ask them for night. Night you're asking for lighting.
Yeah.
How the lighting is designed.
Yes.
Many of them don't think beyond. So you want them to place, oh, this one looks too dark. Let's put this one here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We are saying, if you're trying to go to that kind of a life as a man, you're the man I'm talking to, and I want to tell you 2 things you can do. You stop fearing these women because they're the ones you need. Moses was running away from the snake. God asked him to hold the snake by the tail. So what you're running away from, it's the same thing. But after he held it, it turns to a staff. Some of these women may look like a snake from far, but they're the staff you need to go where you are going. Society has already broadcasted them that like they're dangerous. And then the solution you need. I wanted a loaded helper. I didn't want a helper who needed help. You know, sometimes men, we contradict ourselves.
Yeah.
Looking for a helper, but then you get somebody who also needs
help. They're crippled.
So we get a project. Project to help you do projects. A very expensive project.
And then you get 3 children or 4 or 5.
You try to settle in Runda. You know, with the time you're trying to evolve as a man.
Yeah.
You go to peaceful suburbs, okay?
Yeah.
This person is hanging close to the wrong place, throwing trash everywhere. This person cannot even accommodate just a class there. This person is just looking, mentality can't fit here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you should drive in leafy suburbs to learn the culture. That big cars are the norm there.
Yeah.
And new cars, Porsche, big car, and it's a new one.
Yeah.
You know, it's the norm there. And there's a walkway. People are walking their dogs. And there are trees that are 50 years old on the road.
Yes.
Trees that are forming canopy. And nobody's greedy to burn them charcoal tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know I go there for that comfort? That there's a world with sane people. Just got to compliment those guys. That they can coexist with trees.
Yeah.
And it's on the public space. It's not, you know, it's a canopy. You drive there, you feel heavenly.
Another thing I really love is the space outside the fence that they also water.
Garden, landscape.
Yeah.
And it's just outside. It's not even a personal private now.
So when the rest of the country is, there's no water, there's drought.
What are they watering with?
They're watering outside the fence.
Yes.
Flowers.
You know?
Yeah.
And they have names for homesteads.
Yeah. Oh.
This is Zambia Road 642, something like that. They can tell you a pin. Some people can't give you a pin of where they live. They don't live there alone. It's a crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And the Google get confused, telling you have arrived when you're in the middle of the road.
No, stop throwing shade. Now you're throwing shade.
Some of the places are not pinnable. The person who sent the pill is on the move. You know,
Stop shouting.
So these are the brothers I'm explaining to, and I want them to know that it's not possible to go high when you marry a person who is not going up as well. Wow. The Swahili sayings are that the one who's going up the ladder, the one who's going down the ladder, don't hold hands. Not every woman is going for better life. Some are hoping to latch on the back of a man and be given the life. Some are hoping to capitalize on their curves, their body, their voluptuous body, to get good life. They don't stretch their mind. They don't expose. They don't. Number one is to be vulnerable and authentic so as to create soulish connection. Women who are financially comfortable. We're not talking about wealthy billionaire. A woman who can live by her own means will always value true friendship.
Yes.
Will always value authenticity.
Yes.
Do you know how happy it is when a man can make fun of himself? Self-deprecating humor.
Yes.
He can just diffuse situations. It is so comforting that you don't have to be on your guard
Yeah.
every time. And anytime you chat with these kind of women who have a life going on, who have a job, who have their small house, and if she's first generation wealth creator, she won't be too far by the time you're meeting, if at all she's still young.
Yeah.
She may not have those. If she's second generation, you may find her at a good place. If the parents had already gone to build a wealth to a certain level, they have set her on a standard. That should not intimidate you. You should hope to find that kind of woman so that you can be lifted. Stop getting addicted to slowness. Some men are so prepared for struggling. Even if nature extended a chance to parachute, they wouldn't take it. They don't win. They think it's fake.
Yeah. I think that the danger, the risk is, am I going to go and join this woman and then get sucked into her family, which is going to try and subdue me? So many men are on guard.
No, healthy women are independent already. I'm talking about a woman who is so exposed in business, so networked, who can trade in millions within a year by the time you're married. Who understands business, who has a job in the family empire, but she has her own life. Or she's working on something, but she's earning. Capacity is built by environment and immersion. A woman who has been immersed in trade, seeing parents pull strings, seeing parents fighting the hard demons. The first generation has to fight hard, unfortunately. They just have to carry scars.
Yeah.
They're inventing these mistakes there.
Yeah.
Nobody knows them, to introduce themselves, to win the market trust, to build enough credit, to get enough to make... First, this conference will be about wealth creation.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, pioneers have it roughest. That's why they must carry their children with them.
Yeah.
You find Indian people carrying 3 year-olds in the shop, you think they're just babysitting. They're immersing the child. Those kids you find in the shop,
Yeah.
you better learn.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Bring your kids there.
Yeah.
Let it get in. The earliest memory should be about money, trading, customers, business, market.
Yeah.
Not just sliding the mud. What's wrong with Africans? Slide the mud, wheel, and do swing, and now you're rotating, now you have a skill. What kind of skill is this?
No, children should be children.
You get a better skill.
Children should be children.
Can you play in the TRM? Okay. Have children also, take them to where Two Rivers, take them where there is merry-go-round. That is there, so merry-go-round with the kids of who is who.
Okay.
You know?
That's workable.
So that when they are carried in a car by a person, they are not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They saw this car. I've been seeing these cars. Oh, I think I know. I'm familiar with it. But driving it inside feels different. I think I've seen it. It's only experiencing it, but I've seen it. This is not. I'm not a stranger. I have mine as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
when they can see parents handling a lot of money but living frugally. You know, that's a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen your parents living frugal because they had nothing. Now,
Surely, Benjamin.
now,
Do you have to? Was that necessary?
imagine when you see them having everything and still living frugal.
Yeah.
They're like the way Indian families behave. They get into a pro box, all of them.
Yeah.
It's a funny car. Going to work. All of them, they get out, get to the shop. They have huge machines for the right occasions.
Yeah.
When they're just doing logistics, they get logistics cars. What do you learn as a child from that environment? You don't have to squander money just because you have it. The other person who is struggling with a motorbike that won't start because they're broke, they may not teach that lesson. All they teach is survival. Keep kicking the motorbike. So,
How to understand different sounds. The different sounds. That's the brakes.
you know,
Yeah.
the one thing that you must become as a man is authentic. Most men are fake. They are just told to appear like they have everything okay.
Yeah.
They don't admit mistakes. They look egotistical,
Corporate.
bloated, and you know, and many of them try to persuade women by being, they talk big words, write big things. Boys in secondary school writing poems, writing letters, reciting lines, vibes, copying lyrics of songs. You're going too far for the wrong things. Become an interesting person yourself. Become knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Just read books. Learn how to tell stories.
Yeah.
Many women just, you can put them at ease and you can make them relax. They won't miss you.
Yesterday I went to a shop and I met this guy. So the conversation wound up where he was telling me a little bit of the story of his life. We started talking about religion and he's Muslim, and so he was telling me how he wound up being Muslim. And it was such a funny story. I was in stitches, tears. By the time I left, I really thanked him, not just for the service.
Because he can make fun of himself.
Yes.
And he's at ease, you know, just telling you the ridiculous things.
Yeah.
That's how a guy should be.
Yeah.
Should be able to tell you the story of his life with an ease.
Ease, yes.
I will never forget that huge lecturer I shall talk about. He was a huge guy. And he was very funny and open. He would make fun of himself. Because if you want to be a salesperson, also consider your body, how you look. Now imagine me selling diet products. He will tell you, these things don't work. They have not worked on you. But if I sell ice cream,
Everyone will come.
you know,
Yeah.
then he would laugh. You know, he's a huge guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Easy going. Let me tell you the truth. As a guy, how you make women feel is what they remember more. And another thing is, I want you to be bold. When I say authentic, I don't mean that you get satisfied with small life. Now that you have bold dreams, you have a plan for them, keep expressing conviction. You don't argue, but you're silently convinced you will do it.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time, and you're not passive there, fantasizing. You are making practical steps in that direction. If a woman senses that you are at peace with your life, you are interesting, you're conversational, you lift her moods, you know how to put people at ease, she won't remember those status things. The second thing I want you to, as a man to do is to invite her for brainstorming regularly. Whenever there's a chance, pick up on her mind on this and that. When women feel validated for how they think,
Yes.
for their input, and you shape ideas, you now bring in your perspective. You bring something she said the other day, you tie into this one. When you form that rhyme with a woman, how you think together, how you shape ideas, ask for her advice. Women value it so much when they can have a king whom they can advise.
Yeah.
Even if she's not going to the front line of the negotiations, she advised you and you can apply that advice at the negotiations.
Yeah.
And you make us win. That gives her a lot of validation. Women who have means don't just want somebody who will depend on them, you know, just a leech. They want a person who has visions, plans. And you too, you know, you can have money in the bank, or I can have money in the mind, and we are together. I'm so convinced I will get it. that I'm not threatened by yours.
Yes.
You can drive, I'm still not yet driving, but I'm so sure it's only a matter of time. So sooner or I'll have that. Other men are not driving because it's not a priority yet. They needed to set up something else. Their work is so near where they live, they don't see the urgency of the car, but they see the urgency of the plot, the urgency of the house, they see the urgency of money market.
Yeah.
So sometimes people are just at peace. I want you to be at peace, but I want you to invite her thinking, engage her mind, engage her ideas, brainstorm more. When the two of you can shape ideas, solve problems, think, that bond becomes one of the most powerful. She has a problem on the side of the family, friends. You have a need to discuss this decision. And I wanted to pick your mind on something. Let me know when you're free.
Wow.
And you discuss it, and you come up with a solution. You implement it. She realizes she's important to you. You realize you're important to her.
Yeah.
What have you done? You have transcended materialism.
Yeah.
You can actually create things together.
Yeah.
You can actually resonate together. Do you know how we miss the person who stimulates us mentally? When you feel bored, we remember the person who makes us think, excited, makes us just, unclog our mind.
Yeah.
Fall in love, create intellectual connection, create thinking together, create that culture. And the most important part, people know when you're just flattering them. And people know when you're actually carrying out the ideas we're discussing.
Yes.
You have a feedback on what you tried, what you put up, what you did this. When you start shaping things together and moving forward, you're already functioning like a couple. And it is a proof that you can create things together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. From a woman's perspective, approved. I agree with everything you've said. Thank you so much for that. And just to tell you, if you don't have a copy of Mastery, you are missing out. Please run to www.benjaminzuluglobal.com and find your Mastery and all the other books. You can also buy a bunch for your friends, your groups, your societies, even school groups for dating, right? Is a wonderful book you can buy for your class 8 class or, junior high, senior high.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Months. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better